I'll put my finger in it. And that's the first word of this podcast.
I'll put my finger on it.
I'll put my finger in it. Welcome to Afternoon FM. I still don't know how to do the intro of this thing, but I'm sitting here with Alex Pergament. We are at the BRC Day Spa, which is either Big Red Cock or Bean Rice and Cheese Spa. And today we're going to learn a little bit about the man behind the mouth. Hi, Alex Pergament.
Been doing some good steaming. Ready to
sweat. Ready to sweat?
Ready to
All right. Well, he is in the hot seat, ladies and gentlemen. See? Exactly.
It's terrifying.
Cheers.
Cheers, eh?
All right. All right, so this is actually the first real, not the first real episode. First one was like kind of a tutorial, and then there's like 4 people and everybody's speaking. But that's good too. But I think this might be, it might be that. It might be a single person interview podcast from now on. So this might mark the second or first episode of Afternoon FM.
People are very excited.
People are very excited.
That child.
Persons.
Yeah.
She's actually a subscriber. She's on our Patreon. Yep. Thank you. Anyway. All right, so tell me a little bit about your early life.
Like my early life?
Yeah, your early life. We're gonna go Wikipedia page.
Okay.
So I don't know how to interview.
You want me going in third person? Alex was born.
Legally.
Legally. I was born in a test tube in Odessa. No, I wasn't.
Were you? All right. I was like.
I was born in Odessa, Ukraine.
Okay.
Came to Cleveland when I was 5 years old, along with a huge chunk of my family. There were 17 of us that all came together. We got out on a boat that took us to like a train that took us to somewhere else, and eventually we ended up in Italy for a couple months, waiting on the U.S. to let us come in. And we ended up in the U.S. in Cleveland, Ohio. I stayed in Cleveland until I was like in middle school and came to Jersey. Been mostly in Jersey ever since.
What part of New Jersey?
East Brunswick, New Jersey, and then Jersey City, and then sunny Patterson, New Jersey.
It's been quite the journey.
It has been. I like Jersey a whole lot.
Tell me about your family.
My family. My parents had me when they were really young. My mom was 19. My dad was 20. My mom used to do, like, when we came, my grandma was the first person in my family to go to college, and she kind of, like, pushed everybody else in my family to go to college. My mom and dad, when they came to the States, my dad studied chemistry, and my mom studied environmental engineering. So my mom's an environmental engineer. She's got her own business. My dad is an attorney now. He's got his own business. And they both live in Jersey, different parts of Jersey. My little brother lives with me in Prototype. He's out of school for a couple years now. And he does IT stuff. And makes beats.
Shout out Ben Pergament.
Shout out Ben. That's right. My mom is a hardcore. That's it. My mom's a hardcore tango era. She loves tango. My dad was the youngest Russian checkers master in Ukraine. It was he got a scholarship to college and was only allowed into college as a Jew to that college that he went to because of his checkers mastery.
To all Jews listening, study checkers and you will make it into college.
It's true. Study checkers 40 years ago, you'll make it into college.
Are they still not allowing Jews in the college?
I have no idea.
No? Alright. I was going to say, I was like, damn, yeah,
It's crazy.
it's a pretty regressive.
Yeah, my dad.
Only if they play checkers.
That's it. My dad took like a 20-something year break, and now he's back into checkers.
Really?
Yeah, he's been going around the world playing checkers and like championship tournaments.
What caused the 20-year break in checkers? Like, what was it? Was it like,
America.
America?
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to America.
He was.
I didn't know that these things existed.
Now you do. Now you do. Yeah. I think he was just interested in other things for a long time. He was studying and doing law, and trying to stay sane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aren't we all?
Aren't we all?
I want to do the funky music thing, but I feel like it's getting a little overplayed.
Yeah, that's my family. I have a little more extended family who's in like Chicago and a little bit in Cleveland, but for the most part, that's my family.
Have you traveled? Or
I have traveled. I've been to a few countries. Most recently, I went to Alaska. That was felt very foreign.
Tell me about it.
We had like a multiple. It was my partner Miranda and her best friend Alicia and I spent 2.5 weeks out there. Went to a music festival. Climbed a glacier. It kind of had 3 different parts. Basically, climbing glaciers, going to a music festival, and hanging out in this dope city at the end of the road in a place called McCarthy. It's like a town of like 20-something permanent residents, like 400 tourists in the summertime, and nothing around whatsoever. You can't drive into the town. There's like a several-hour drive along a dirt road to get in there, to get anywhere nearby. And it's on the outside of the largest national park in the country, which is Wrangell St. Elias. And it's just absolutely gorgeous town of adventurers, like tourist workers, and like bush pilots, guides, and like thrill seekers. And it was amazing there. It's like one bar in the center of town that everybody goes to. Open mic night every week, which is like the most exciting thing that happens.
Everybody's going up and doing karaoke.
Not karaoke, open mic.
Is it open mic?
It's actually super serious. So people are taking it real. There's a lot of really great musicians, and people are going real hard. Yeah, like it's beautiful. It was a great town.
I was hiking the glaciers.
It was amazing. Put on these little spikes. So we did like a few hikes on the glacier, but the main hike that we did was we got flown out of McCarthy. And landed one person at a time in a plane with one person at a time.
Like a little fucking
like a tiny little cub.
Oh shit!
Huge wheels, and you just barely fit in there. And like every time the pilot turns, you can see the mechanism that's making the tail turn right next to you. Yeah, and flown out one at a time out like a place called the Foss, which is like almost like a half pipe between the mountain and the glacier. And we landed out there one person at a time, and we hiked back over the course of 3 days. And it was magic. You know, you put on your backpack. You have these things called micro spikes, which are like tiny little spikes that go over your feet, over your shoes, to get you grip on the glacier, because it's just ice. It's just hundreds of feet of ice deep. And then you just climb out there. No trails. It's cold, it starts raining, it stops raining, it gets sunny, it stops getting sunny, it starts raining. And it just keeps, you have to keep constantly changing. Carry all your food on your back, watch out for grizzlies, try not to fall. It's quicksand, all sorts of places of quicksand, like suck your foot in. And then spent all day hiking, ended up like halfway past one glacier, spent the night on the glacier, just sleeping on the ice, literally sleeping on the ice. And then like you wake up and just keep going. It's just like rocks and ice, and rocks and ice and rocks and ice in different colors. And the stuff that you're hiking on is like the bits and pieces of the different mountains that the glacier has eaten up and deposited at the bottom of the glacier, and it's just different colors depending on where you are, and it's incredible. It's incredible. So after that first night we spent on the glacier. Next night we get up and we keep going, and you end up in this island, which is called a Nunatak, and it's beautiful, lush mountain, like bushes everywhere, bears, lakes, like warm sunshine, also no trails. So you're just bushwhacking through this place. A friend of ours gave us a tip on a campsite. We camped out by the river. You just wake up and you're just surrounded by gorgeous, lush magic after 8 hours of hiking, like real hard with your 50-pound pack. You like go skinny dipping in the lakes, and the lakes are just like gorgeous glacial lakes.
It's not cold?
It's cold, but you
just do it.
Just do it. It feels incredible.
That's crazy, bro. 'Cause I remember last time we were here, you were like, you didn't want to do the hot steam into the cold.
Oh yeah, just call me out.
No. I wanted to. No, that's fucking. No.
It's amazing. It's amazing. It's just.
How does it feel? Is it like fucking?
It's a shock, but then you swim a little bit, and then you're like, oh yeah, this is it. Because you're dusty and nasty. Like you're just you got glacier and dust all over you. Like you're feeling shitty. And then you go in there, and it's just
yeah.
It's magic. It's and it's serene, so serene. And it's this teal color that you don't see anywhere else. It's just vivid teal. So it was amazing.
Yeah.
Then you wake up, you go through the whole thing, go to another lake, go swimming in that lake, have lunch. And
how's the sunrises?
Amazing.
Yeah.
We had one sunrise before we got flown out. We spent all day 8-9 hours hiking with our packs, up through fog and rain. It was raining all day from 8 in the morning until through the night. Then we wake up at sunrise and it's crystal clear, and all around you is just stunning, snow and ice and dirt, and then you just, as far as the eye can see, is just more glacier with mountains that just keep rising up, even though you just climbed one for 8-9 hours. It was magic. It was magic. Yeah, it was an incredible trip. Yeah, it's been my favorite trip for a long time. Really magic.
Cheers to that.
Thank you. Yeah. We've met an awesome community of people in this town. We just our first night there, we show up, and then our friend takes us in his car, and I'm hanging out in the back of this pickup truck, cross over the bridge, get out, perform at the open mic night, get totally toasted, and then 2 in the morning comes around, the bar's closing up. We're the only ones there. There's 2 other people there, and we realize, oh shit, we have no real way to get home. It's 5 miles to get home, walking. There's no electricity. There's just generators.
Yeah.
There's no running water. It's just running water specific to each little place.
Irrigation.
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? And then so our friend offers to take us on his ATV, and the 3 of us in the back of an ATV that should only carry 1 person. And we're driving, and we're slapping the bag. We got a bag. We stop. We're partying in the middle of the road. We're just whooping and hollering and having a great fucking time. And then as we're getting close to the house, we missed a turn. Just missed a turn. Flew right into the trees. Hopped right off the road into the trees. Just the ATV falls over. I get up and I'm Miranda, Miranda, nobody's answering me. T, answer me. Eventually, I go up, I find Miranda. She's all right, mostly all right.
But she fell off?
No, we flew off the ATV into the trees. We'd smack into the trees.
Oh,
the
shit.
ATV crashed into the trees. And then the ATV rolled over T. We had to pull the ATV off of him. That was our first night. It was our very first night. We show up.
First day at Coachella?
That's it. The very first day at Coachella. And then after that, we were just chill with everybody. We were just living the life. Just absolutely living the life.
Yeah.
It was magic.
Yeah, that sounds fucking amazing, bro.
It was glorious.
All right, to follow that up.
I mean, I'm hope. Yeah. Anyway.
No. Continue.
It's weird to be in Patterson because it's It's great. I really like Patterson a whole lot.
Yeah.
It's like
It's a little bit like the wilderness in itself too.
it is for sure.
Yeah.
I feel that hardcore.
Yeah, it's a beauty.
But I really want to be in the woods, so I'm hoping at some point we can like keep Prototype and then like start building another place, a little more of a homestead, a little more woods, a little more like free range for the dog.
Yeah.
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 A little more space.
Well, tell us about Prototype, man. Well, tell us, because you are technically the second episode and there's no context whatsoever.
Okay. Perfect.
But tell me about the origins. All right, so let's see. So this Prototype. You can tell me how the findings of Prototype, or go back to see like how the intro to 660 happened.
Yeah, the what the Prototype? The findings?
The like the intro to it.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
I want an origin story here.
I got you. Let's see. I was working at a giant law firm in New York. I quit to do photography, and realized I couldn't afford to live in New York anymore. Moved to Jersey City because this dude that I used to live in DC was like, "Hey, how about Jersey City?" Found a spot in Jersey City. My first year in Jersey City, I started organizing art salons. So we would take all the furniture out of our apartment and move it into my room and then hang up people's art who had never had art shows before. That my friend Roland Ramos and I were meeting up, and just got really hardcore into the art community. Started playing around Jersey City, playing music. And then after a year, my friend moved out, and I wanted to live with artists. So I was asking around. I'm like, where do I live? Where do I live? I want to live with artists. And they all told me 660. So 660 was like a spot, kind of in the hood in Jersey City, that John Fathom ran and created. And it was a 3-story arts warehouse. There was a skate park on the first floor, community space on the second floor with like 6 people who lived there, and like suites on the third floor with like three people who lived up there. And a wood shop and all this stuff. It was 5,000 square feet, just like Prototype. And I just went over there and showed up. I couldn't figure out a way to get in. I couldn't figure out where the door was. There was a tow truck company on the first floor. And I just went wandering around trying to find my way. And I like woke up one morning and I was like, it's like 9 in the morning. I've been planning to go there for like 3 or 4 days. And I woke up one morning, I'm like, today's the day. So show up there, can't find my way in, knock on some doors, like, all right, cool. This guy comes out, he's a skater dude. He's like, never knock on somebody's door, never go into anybody's door. Eventually gave me John's number, I went and met John, found this space, and I just fell in love with it. It was, got a huge hug from this opera singer, this 55-year-old bass opera singer who was living there at the time. And he was just like, oh, I feel your energy. Oh, you're gonna be good here. And John didn't believe me. He's like, we've never had a lawyer live here. Like, you're not gonna belong here. Like, look around for a little bit before you're sure. Like, come back with a deposit, thinking I would never come back. And I came back like the next day with a deposit. Like, oh yeah, this is the spot. And there's like a tent hanging from the ceiling upside down. There's art all over the walls. There's a giant wood shop, and it's dark as fuck at night. Like dark, like two little fluorescent lights for like 3,000 square feet. You know, like, and then like you look at the room, and the room is like you have to go up like this like kind of janky, but like homemade, like kind of nice, but like homemade stairs up to like a mezzanine, and there's no windows, and the ceiling is like 6 foot, like 3 above your head. Like you can't stretch your arms up over your head, and yeah, just fell in love with it. Started doing a Sunday night jam there, helping out with parties. I was a photographer at the time. So I was like,
You're still a photographer.
I'm still a photographer, I guess.
You're still a photographer.
I was like committed to photography. I had my camera on me at all times. Anywhere I went, I had my backpack. It had my journal, some pens, some weed, and my camera. And I just did not stop photographing. I was just photographing absolutely constantly. It was awesome. So that's the spot that I kind of learned about community. I started making art, started building, got a grant to build a giant book. It was like a a book with the pages were 8 foot by 8 foot, 8 foot by 8 foot pages with a spine that was 4 foot by 8 foot. I built it out of 2x4s.
That was your first piece?
Yeah, and the point of it was like you would walk into the book through the front door, through the cover, and throughout the entire framing of the book would be other books that were collaboration with other artists, and you would open everything and touch everything and fuck around with everything. It was called Helga and Carl.
Helga being the name of the building.
Helga was the name of the building, and Carl was Carl Sagan. So it was kind of the idea of, I don't know, finding a way to bridge art and science, and like both kind of as expressions of faith, and that the images that you were seeing, your experience of the piece was based on how willing you were to open up all the doors and touch all of the things and interact with all of the things that were in there. So it was intended never to be a passive thing. It was intended to be a very, very active. Oh, I see. It's over here. Very active.
Yeah, I know. I think I'm over here too.
Very active thing. So yeah. So then eventually we took over the first floor, and John and I built the theater down there. And we had a beautiful stage. It was a huge stage, like high up. It was like 4 foot high stage. And we put up curtains. We made lights. I did all the sound in there, and like started working on sound, and started this thing called After School Activities, which was like my first like real like. You were talking earlier today about like the thing, like your thing.
Yeah.
I don't remember the words that you said.
What was I saying?
But your thing, whatever the thing was, the thing that is like how people define you and how people identify you. That was
your identity.
Your identity, kind of, yeah. And it was every single Wednesday night for like 3 to 6 hours. We would have an open jam. So I would invite bands to be like the feature, and then they would lead whoever else wanted to come up on stage to improvise with them. And it was a jam session, but it was like a jam session that was intended not to be selfish.
No stakes.
Yeah. There were definitely stakes, but it was intended not to be selfish. It was intended that like your goal, and I would give like a little spiel at the beginning, like your goal is to make everybody else sound good, not to make yourself sound good. And it was really great. We did like 250 shows, something like that. And yeah, it was amazing. It grew from the first like year was mostly like 3 to 4 people at a time. And then it grew to be like a regular crowd of like 50 to 60 people every week. Wednesday nights for who knows why, but it was Wednesday nights. And
is this Archetype?
Yeah, it was at Archetype. Okay. It was After School Activities at Archetype. And
Archetype was the name of the theater?
Yeah, sorry. 660, first floor is called Archetype. That's actually where Prototype got its name.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, I don't know. We were building that place up, and then the city came down too hard on us, and just it was like, we've had enough of you. Sorry. So then we got kicked out, and
we gotta hit this most expensive fucking neighborhood in America.
Jersey City, baby.
Oh yeah.
Here we are now.
You won. You won.
You won.
You won.
Yeah, we didn't have a spot for a few years. So I was doing after school every week at a different theater in Jersey City, and it was really, really fucking hard.
But the energy always finds a place to land.
It does. Yeah, I think it did a lot of good for a lot of people. A lot of people treated it like church. A lot of people treated it like therapy.
Still does.
Yeah, for sure. And I met a whole lot of people and really connected with people and learned a lot about, my leadership style and how much I wanted to be a leader and how much I wanted to play music and how powerful it could be. And I don't know, a lot of bands came out of it. All of the bands that I play in came out of it. Chill Brown came out of it. Huge came out of it. Just Now Orchestra came out of it, which is how I ended up meeting like my current partner and a whole lot of other people. And I don't know, started getting my brother into it and my best friend from high school into it. And Eric started coming and Ben started coming and Cello started coming and John started coming at some point. Our first show was with this dude named Jay Hacha, who is just a crazy man, but we had a great fucking session. It was amazing. So yeah, and that kind of led pretty much directly to Prototype after a few years. I was looking for a spot, ended up finding something that looked a lot like Prototype of Archetype, and just gathered a bunch of people that I loved and had lived with or interacted with or knew well, and built up Prototype. Yeah, that's the origin story.
It's helped a lot of people, man.
Yeah, I think so. It helped me a whole lot. Everybody has helped me a whole lot. It's like people recognize it. They recognize.
For that one.
Yeah, wait. People recognize like a vibe of freedom.
Yeah.
It's very. People recognize it so clearly. They just know it's like, oh, that's it. Oh, that's not it. And it's just like, it makes everything. I don't know. It feels possible. It's like a relief. It's a relief and a release to get a chance to experience that.
It's like a Disney movie before Disney became a corporate conglomerate and started aggressive media buying of all things.
That's right.
But but the dreams do exist.
They do exist. You could be Aladdin too.
I feel if I lost some weight, I'd look like Aladdin.
I think so. I think so.
I feel like a Baghdadi youth.
I like it. I think you need like a nice like tunic and like a silky tunic and like some nice like fluffy pants.
I am a vest guy.
You're definitely a vest guy.
I'm a vest and a fez guy.
You're definitely a vest and a fez.
Yeah, I'm a vest and a fez.
I think you should be Aladdin for Halloween. I think that would be really good.
A vest and a fez. Invest in a fez.
Invest in a fez.
Invest in a fez.
The Zeitoun Fez warehouse.
Yes, exactly. Zeitoun.
Third floor.
Third floor. Yes, exactly, bro. Exactly. That's But when I go into my aggressive media buying.
Yes. I'm ready for that.
Yeah, you ready for it? I'm ready for it too, man. We have to capitalize. We have to capitalize. We gotta buy Fox.
Buy Fox.
We gotta buy Fox. Marvel's next.
We're gonna be our own superheroes.
It's just you know what this thing about freedom is? We just gotta capitalize on it.
That's right. Capitalize it. Yeah. Capitalize on it.
And just wring the towel dry, baby. Wring the towel. See how many towels there are?
So many.
They're everywhere. So many.
I like that we're doing this at Banya. Everyone's kind of like, what the fuck are these guys doing back here? We're just drinking beer and like doing a podcast.
Yeah, free.
It's great.
It's freedom. But
it's very free. We're drinking Sapporo and at the Banya.
None of us are Japanese.
Not even one.
But then again, Sapporo is owned by Anheuser-Busch.
There you go. We're all Americans. God bless America. That's the beer break music.
That's beautiful. I know. Wait on. God bless America. I love the one person in the back that's like, wait, let's see. There's the one person like this. It's that, woo! Yeah. Oh my god. All right. So we covered 660. Who's the man behind the map?
Who is the man behind the map?
That's the name of the episode.
Who is the, I mean, I feel like we're getting there.
Maybe we can maybe a couple more.
All right.
I was Alex.
I'm driven very strongly by an ethic when I'm interacting with people and when I'm trying to create art or make music. I think that's like, if I had to try to like define the maverick person, it's basically like somebody who is committed to an ethic that is not necessarily seen as independently valuable. Like, there's an ethic of acceptance that I think is really fundamental to all the projects that I do under that name, which is basically like Mondays with Mav, after school activities, and the art that I'm making. So like, you know, like last week we had a day before our 2-year anniversary where I had an art piece that I took apart and put up and John and Miranda and I like added whatever we felt like we needed to add. You know, it was like, what do you think about this? Oh, I don't like that. Okay, cool. How about this? How about this? What about this? Let's try this. And it's like the ethic of prototype too. It's like a prototype is a thing that is valuable whether it fails or not. It's valuable if it succeeds. It's valuable if it fails. And no matter what, it's like the gathering your energy to create something. That's it.
Hold on, keep it going.
Huh? That's cool.
Yeah. It's always the spill, guys. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. I mean, we're at the Banya.
We're at the Banya.
Yeah.
Live at the Banya.
Live at the Banya. But yeah, the basic idea, I mean, I'm kind of waxing a little too poetic, but
No.
The basic idea is like, similar to the after school ethic. It's like, your goal is not to make yourself look good, it's to make everybody else look good because of how everything fits together. Like, everything will fit if it's done with the right intention, with kindness and with like acceptance and, you know, listening. Kind of the biggest influence in my life when I was growing up was my dad, and I think my dad slowly but surely has lost the ability to listen. The thoughts in his head are so loud that he has a hard time hearing anything above the din of the noise in his head, and I think that's the thing that's been I don't know, the motivator to kind of like combat that feeling, to create a thing where people feel heard and I don't know, like valued for whatever contributions they want to sincerely make.
It's kind of the exercise of this whole thing, honestly, man.
This
This is the whole thing.
Yeah. Listening is a super important skill.
Yeah.
I think it's an incredibly valuable skill. It's passive in some ways, right? It's like it's the taking in instead of the putting out. But it's super like the net result is that somebody else's can be willing to put out because you are willing to take in.
Yeah. I've been more attuned to like to visual listening. That's like
visual listening.
Visual. That sounds weird, but that's as close as I can.
Yeah.
No, it's like it's why this will never have a camera on it. I don't. It's not like I don't want to pay attention to anybody's body language. I don't want to fucking.
Yeah.
I got to do it with my photography, but the problem is with my photography, man, is most people don't know when I'm taking a photo of them. But I feel like that's the beauty of it. And it's like, I'm not like trying to take a shitty photo of anybody. I'm just like, I'm trying to be like, yeah, this is a beautiful moment right now. And to highlight that, man, and to like really, it's the purpose of this. That's why this is, the entire dynamic of the show has changed. And it's a little selfish. Even sometimes, even when I'm doing photography, like, you know, these people are going to get the photo. Because I can't go up and like, if I do it, nobody's ever going to enjoy it. Fucking, but yeah, that's
There was a great street photographer named Bruce Davidson.
Yeah, you were telling me about this.
Oh yeah, I have his book. I gotta show you the book. The introduction to his book. He's got a book about the subway in the '80s.
Yeah.
It's a super dangerous time to be in the subway. Like people were getting like mugged all the time, and he was bringing like $5,000-$10,000 worth of camera equipment with him when he's on the subway. And what he would do is sometimes he would take a photograph without asking because he didn't want to ruin the moment, or often.
Yeah.
But then he would come up to people and say, I took this picture, happy to like, you know, not print it, 'cause it's pre-digital. But here's a portfolio of the pictures that I've taken of other people in settings, so you get a feel of where I'm at.
Yeah.
And if you'd like a copy of this picture, I'll make you a print and I'll send it to you. Write down your name and whatever else, and I'll write it and I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
And it was he writes about it very, very interestingly, very, very like kindly. He's like, you're a participant in my art too. So, and I feel like that's kind of the attitude that you're trying to talk about too.
Yeah, no, but I learned a lot of that from you too, man. Just with after school, just hearing like, it's been a while. It took me like, I would like make music, but I wouldn't really make it that crazy. Like it took a very long time to like I haven't really. Last time I would really make music was like with Neil in Union City, and it was like a long time. Like it took a back beat to it, but then it's like, oh, I remember where my fingers go on the keyboard. Like I'm like I kind of know how to do a drum kick, even though I don't know how to play the drums. It's still lay bass. I don't know why I'm pretty decent at bass. Don't know why I'm good at bass. But yeah, man, I learned that from you.
Yeah, thanks. You haven't done it a little bit. You've been a little.
It's been all over the goddamn place.
But you spend a lot of energy on Phenotype.
Actually not all. It's everybody puts energy into that place, man. It's not. It's weird. It's like it's strange, man. It's been an adaptation process. Like I know what it's like to be in a family, and I know what it's like to be accepted into a family that's not your family, and it's like I have all these families, and that's where I kind of get John too. I get John in that too. That it's like, but he's been doing it for fucking. That's the village elder, bro. Shout out to John Fathom. Wait. Alright, I gotta stop doing this funky music shit. It's the meaning of the entire thing. I'm trying to have a moment. God damn.
I like it.
I like it too. Yeah. Shouldn't have shown me this jump hat. I want to go. But no, man, it's just like, I don't know, man. It's
family.
My whole shit about it, man, is that like it's not it hasn't been. It's helped other people. Like it helped me a lot. Like I'm saying that, but like bringing people to see it and seeing like how people have grown. Like I've seen like Cynthia pick up a camera again. Like I mean, like to just really like go and take photos. Yeah. John's been so enthused and they're doing open mics. You know what I mean? Like fucking Neil's just like shredding and like he's interacting, he's being Neil, and it's like all these people are just like they like they're happy. You know what I mean? And it's not you know what I mean? And seeing like and bringing people in like I didn't know. Like shout out to all the Phenotype people. It's weird because there's no context, I guess. I'm like a little bit like, but then again, shout out to all the Phenotype people, man. Like Josh, Benji, Nicole, fucking Iris, and John, man. It's like it's strange. John's a little bit new. He's still acclimating a little bit. He's coming back in, but like Benji is taken to like a duck to water. Josh was already, you know what I mean? It's like it's strange, man. It's strange to just see like. Everybody takes a lot of pride in the space, and it's like it's weird. I've been adapting as well too, because I don't really like. I know how to provide. I know I can like fucking go, and I know that's on me. That's on me as a person to fucking like I have to provide for my family. Like that's like my purpose, and it's like that's also like you know how you were telling me like. I did art just kind of like as a counter to like my dad. It's like it's kind of like that too because he hasn't provided. Like I still love the guy. It's very hard to love him, but I gotta go and I have to do it. And I like you know what I mean. I want everybody to be strange, man. It's like when you get put into situations like that, you understand that like. You yourself are a fire, and your fire can provide warmth to other people, and then everybody gets louder. But your fire in itself can provide warmth to other people, and it's like other people have become a fire to you. It's like there's like a passing of a torch. I think that's like an analogy, but it's like it's more of like everybody is carrying an individual fire, and if you have this fire and this fire. And all these fires. And now there's like fucking 15 fires, bro. It's like the fucking flame is insane right now.
Yep.
Like, and it's like there's some people who are cold, and sometimes a fire will be able to ignite their other, and it just keeps going, and it's just all energy, and it's beautiful. And I'm thankful. I carried, you gave me fire, and you gave me, like John gave me fire. Everybody gave me fire, and
Yeah.
and it's
I feel that same way.
Yeah, it's nuts, man. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, it's kind of a privilege to be in a leadership position for that, because you can see so fast and so clearly how each of your actions affect everything.
I know.
It affects it so much and so quickly, and it's just like when you do
jarring.
well,
It's jarring. That's shit with me, man.
When you do well, when you do something right, like you can see it, like, oh shit, it fits together.
Yeah.
So nice. And then like if you kind of like fuck up,
you
can see it's like, oh man, I really like messed things up.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's so.
It's weird. It's weird.
So great. It's so great. It's just. I love feedback. I like that kind of like instant feedback. It's just so,
It's very tribal. It's very tribal.
It is.
It's it took me a really heavy shrooms trip to be like, holy shit, this is an African tribe, bro. This is nuts for me, bro. But and then I put everything into context, and then I kind of got my shit in order. I realized I had to like stop being fucking like, just gotta do it. Just gotta like stop being whatever, everybody's carrying so much shit with them.
Yeah. And that's just part of the fire, right? It's the stuff that changes the shape of the fire. It's like or it's like But yeah, I think it's a privilege. I view it as a privilege all the time.
Yeah.
You can just you never feel alone when you can see how much your actions are affecting your community.
Yeah.
It's like you're so part of it. It's such a like, can't think of the right word, but like
integral.
Integral. Yeah. It's just like everything bounces off of everything.
Yeah.
It doesn't. You're never mute.
Yeah.
And it's awesome.
Yeah. It's you're always the thing is, you're always like, not up to the sword, but it's like you're always like, it's like a leg of a tripod. You know what I mean? It's like there's support. There's always support, and there's always like, you know what I mean? It's like one fucking thing. It's like everybody's keeping each other in check, and everybody's to quote Rashad, we're getting better and better.
Yeah. And day by day.
Day by day.
Yeah, I mean, I've wondered a lot about why more people don't live the way that we're trying to live right now.
Because people are fucking selfish.
I think that's part of it. But like, why? Like, we're selfish. Like, we're not unselfish. I don't think. Like, not maybe a little bit more than most people, but not that much more.
Yeah.
I kind of think it's just people weren't exposed to it. They just don't know that this is an option. That's where I was. Before 660, I had no idea you could live like this.
Yeah.
Just didn't know that it was a possibility. It was never in my mind that you could live in a community of people, like, where you are all interdependent.
Yeah.
And like interconnected, and like
the dynamic
on a team. Yeah, it's just like, I didn't know. Like, I only knew that people could live like that in family. Yeah. Just family, like related family, and that's it.
In the African, I was after the whole thing, when I put it in the context of a tribe, I started looking up like African proverbs, because I just started looking up. There's a lot of wisdom in African proverbs, man. One of the ones that stuck me was, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
I believe that.
Yeah,
I really do.
It was good.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time alone. Like, my life has been like very much alone until I like started trusting like interactions.
Yeah.
I think, it's better.
It's the yes and.
Yeah, yes and.
Tell me a little bit about that philosophy. I noticed that.
Yes and?
That comes into your
oh
a
lot
of a lot of the music and a lot of everything. Yeah.
100%. It's a core principle for me. the inspiration behind after-school activities, which is kind of where I learned about yes and where where I applied yes and where I learned about community for real. There was a couple, but the main one was I took some improv classes at a place called Magna Theater in the city, and took a lot of classes. I took like a couple years worth of classes, and the basic principle is yes and, which but like it's basically like anytime. So the way that you do improv is you're up on stage, you have no script, you don't have a character, you got nothing. All that you have is your ability to be present and to listen to the other person. So the only way that works is that you say yes to whatever somebody else offers you. You treat other people's actions, other people's interactions with you as a gift. And you say yes to whatever gift they give you. I'm your mom. Great. That's a gift. It's a gift of like information and setting and relationship and context and like intention. And after you say yes, you add to that gift. You give back another gift. You say yes. Oh, you're my mom, and you're angry with me for being up all night. Like, you add another piece of like way to form your relationship through little bits of information. And you're making it up, but you're making it up in a way that's like acknowledging the reality that somebody else has given you.
Leave it better than you found it.
Yeah, exactly. You leave it better, meaning like it's more complete. Like somebody else has added something, and they have trusted you to accept it. You accept it. You say yes, and then you add something else, trusting them. It's very hard. The and part is really hard. Like the yes part is hard, but the and part is hard too because you have to trust the other person to say yes, and you have to be okay with they say no and treat the no as a yes. You have to treat whatever anything comes your way as a yes. And that's like incredibly hard, like, and it's like we're so taught to live with no. We're taught to like, I don't want that. Like, you're gonna fail your classes. That's why you should study. Yeah. It's like that's a no. That's like a no. I won't fail my classes.
It's anxiety inducing, honestly.
100%. And like the yes is also anxiety inducing, but it's so.
You're scared to dip into the pool of like the unknown. That's
100%.
Yeah.
But it's so beautiful when it's accepted. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful when it's accepted, and when you accept, like it's like it's just an amazing.
That's when creation actually exists. Like all things. Hey, if you really think about it, bro, that's all like sex is. Everybody has to say like in order to really like make a thing, like in all things, man. It's just like you have to like be like open and listening to the universe and fucking and just make the thing. You know what I mean, it's like if you're it's really that. It's just
you got to make the thing and then whatever somebody else gives to you, you got to say yes to that too. Yeah. And it's just like it's so nice because it's also unselfish. Yeah. You're not holding on to the I am in control of the thing. Yeah. You're saying I will give up control for this thing, knowing that you will accept whatever else I give to it, and that's like a core principle of after school and a prototype. It's just like you can't judge if all of your attention is on accepting and providing. Mm-hmm. There's no time to judge. Yeah, and judgment is like the thing that kills. It's the thing that kills inspiration. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Improv. Take improv classes if you haven't.
This is brought to you by ATC Studios in Clifton, New Jersey. Doing the applause on that one.
That's it. Yeah.
So what's next?
What's next?
Give me like bands that are playing. This is
bands that are playing.
Don't give me that.
Our September is very slim because everything was towards the 2-year anniversary. Okay. We have Tango coming up on the 25th. That's going to be fantastic. Yeah. October we have Amorphous Blob Orchestra on October 22nd.
Amorphous Blob?
They're from Trenton. They're going to be dope. That's October 22nd. October 14th, I think. We have Mood Merchant. There's at least like 3-4 more things that I'm blanking on right now. And then at the end of the month, we have Halloween. But that's like immediate future. Big picture future. We're gonna have a party every 3 months, like our 2-year anniversary.
All right.
And kind of blow it out. Have some fucking great bands and blow it out. That's gonna be every 3 months. Let's see. We have a list of dream bands that we would love to play here, including like Kimya Dawson, the Mountain Goats. There's like a list of like 50 bands that we're hoping to get to come play. I think it'd be really amazing. Bill Callahan, Bonnie Prince Billy, Yola Tango. There's a whole bunch more. Chance the Rapper. I think it'd be amazing. But yeah, just to keep building on the 5th floor, keep building on the 4th floor, and then big picture. Hopefully, in like 5-6 years, we can start building a retreat somewhere in the woods.
That'd be nice.
That'd be really cool. Thinking of something along the lines of like 20-30 acres, where you build one house in the dab smack in the middle, with like a stage and everything else, and then after you build that house, you live in there, and then you build another house, and that other house you get 2 acres, and you get a family or a couple or whatever, or a person that lives in that house, and you build another house, and it's another 2 acres, and they have their house, and another house with another 2 acres, and they have their house, another house, another 2 acres, and they have their house. So you kind of build a community where people still have their own privacy, their own identity, their own land, but they come together around art, around food, and around like wanting to all be together.
This man is a builder of villages.
Yeah. Kind of the big picture is like the explosion of Prototype into villages, into a village.
Into villages.
Yeah. I think that's the big picture.
What is the working title? Or what is the prototype title?
I don't have one yet.
No?
Don't have one yet. The village sounds great.
What's the name of the building?
Our building?
Yeah.
Right now?
Yeah.
237?
No, I know, but when like in terms of Helga. Like Helga is Helga.
She doesn't have a name.
I never met Helga.
The only name that's been in my head a little bit for her has been Anastasia.
Anastasia.
Yeah.
All right.
But it's a little too classy for who she is right now. She's not that classy, so it might be Anna, might be Anya.
Anya?
But I don't know yet. We haven't.
It's all good.
Yeah, thank you. Hasn't been a name that we've assigned it yet. I was hoping we were gonna have one by now, but
hasn't come naturally yet.
Hasn't come out yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, Yeah, no idea yet.
Still?
How do you like that vision for the next in 5 years?
I'm up for it, man. I've lived in the woods before.
You have.
I'm a half and halfer.
Yeah.
I need a little bit in the city. I need a little bit in the woods. I can't. Even though Patterson does remind me of the woods a little bit.
It does have that. It really does.
It has it, but it's also like there's a lot of nostalgia and like beauty. It's a lot of There's a lot of stillness. There's a lot of like different areas that like. I don't know. It's strange. It's like I feel at home, and I feel like even though it's like people come, it's weird because sometimes you'll try to like talk to people about it, they're like, oh, you're in Patterson, and it's like I know that I have like nothing to fear. Like I know that I'm at home, and it's like these are my people, and it's like
it's your land.
It's my grandfather's land. It's my I don't know, and it's strange. It's like, I was like, I know that he did the time to let me and it's like, yeah, it's strange.
That's why that house is so important to you.
Yeah, bro, that's why it is. It's like
That's the roots.
Yeah, bro. It's not about the fucking thing, but it's like, it's scary. Scary, very scary to me.
I get that.
Yeah.
Um,
I hope it's hard to give the context to the viewers. This is gonna be a crazy episode. To give context to the viewers, my dad is. No, I'm not gonna. I can't. We're on like 54 minutes, but it's like there's a tax sale of my grandfather's house, and my dad is like, I don't know. He admitted to being depressed and that he can't work on it, and that's kind of a breakthrough. It sounds fucked up, but that is like kind of a breakthrough. The fact that he is like somewhat in reality, that there is a shred of reality in this man that he can't do it. But not like we're betting he can. We'll bring him out to dinner. Like, if he could do it, he could do it. Nobody really wants to. I want to do it. I can't do it. You didn't let me fucking do it. But it's just that, man. It's like I want my kids to like, because it is a home. It's a home, and it's like there's so much trauma and so much like fucking things that happen in that home, bro. That like nothing like fucking really like. And it's just like that's how a family acts. Families, man. The family dynamic is a pretty crazy concept, and it is a tribe within itself. And it's strange, man, that our village elder trusted my dad, and it's like he had no interest in fucking leading a tribe. He just had interest in himself. And the thing is, you can't really be like selfish to any of the things. Like in order to be like a father or to be a leader or for any of the thing, it's a selfless job. You need to just give, and if it fucking, you know what I mean? Like sometimes they'll give it. Sometimes people will fucking fuck you over, man. Sometimes people will fucking, you know what I mean? But that's the way of the world, man. But you can't. You gotta just fucking, just give, and it's like at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's just our lives in itself are just a parking spot. Don't have context for that either, but yeah, it's just a parking spot, man. It's just a parking spot. But to do it, and it's that moment, and being present, and being like, that's the beauty of the improv too, is that when you're there, you're truly present, and you're there, and you're giving back. You're getting something, and you're giving back, but it's not like about that. It's like, even if they don't give you what you want, you just gotta keep fucking giving, man. And it's like, it doesn't really matter, because you know what it is? We didn't even have a character in the fucking first place. There's no stakes. It's just that night. Sometimes people fucking accept it, sometimes they won't. Sometimes it's, it's this, sometimes it's that, but just gotta keep going, man, and just do it. It's not I don't know.
The idea of leadership as a selfless act is, I think, a really, really lovely one.
Yeah.
Because I think oftentimes people think of leaders as the people who were so selfish that they took the leadership from whatever. Like, they took the mantle of leadership so that they could become higher than everybody else.
Yeah, it's the alpha stupid mentality.
It's I think in a lot of ways it's the opposite of that.
No, yeah, dude, it's like the face. It's like seeing like the expression of joy and seeing where people grow. It's like having children. It's strange, like, like it's like seeing it furthers one to have a place to go.
Hey, Ching.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Ching. That's the truth, though. I mean, that's the truth.
Yeah, it's furthered me, man.
Yeah.
It's furthered a lot of people.
Yeah.
We're hitting the hour mark.
Yeah, cheers. I don't have any more beer, but cheers. Yeah.
Shout out to the bean rice and cheese, Banya.
Cheese. It's either that or Blue Regal Chastity.
Blue Regal Chastity.
Yeah.
They are actually performing in November at
They are.
Prototype. Yeah.
November 12th.
And November 12th?
Yeah, show up.
Yeah.
$10 tickets. It's gonna be a good show.
Yeah.
All right. There you go. You got that one too.
All right.
Thank you for having me.
No problem, bro. I don't know how to conclude these things.
What's it called?
This is Afternoon FM.
There we go.
It's Afternoon with Matthew Zeitoun. Or Zeitoun. It's going to be Zeitoun, Warehouse, whatever, but it's Afternoon FM. It's Matthew Zeitoun signing out with Maverick.
Peace.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Good night.